What's crack-a-lackin', fellow home dogs? It's your boy Channel Pup, and we've got a detailed description of a possible second Batsuit in the Batman 2021. Now, if you do want to know what this Batsuit would look like, I have made a mock-up that I will be showing later in the video. Now, this does come from a pretty old Reddit article, but it does seem like the trailer for Batman 2021 may have given this some validity, but otherwise take it with a grain of salt. Whoever wrote this Reddit post is allegedly working on the film, and I think to give away details like this would be the equivalent of career suicide. So do keep in mind, anyone can write anything on the internet. But nevertheless, we will be reading this and we will be discussing it. Because this post did state that the original Batsuit that we see in the Batman 2021 trailer does get blown up, and we do see that Batsuit in an explosion in the trailer. So this comes from throwaway736491433 on Reddit in the DC Extended Universe Leaks subreddit. We're currently working at the Carrington Sheds in Bedfordshire in Shed 1. We finished building a huge cathedral set in there just a bit ago, and we've begun filming inside. So recently, Matt Reeves revealed the Batsuit. We just started filming with it recently. It looks very cool in person, and Robert looks great. What I know from filming in the current cathedral set piece, we're almost done here, filming is moving to Glasgow in less than a week, is that the suit gets destroyed very early on. I think it's due to a villain, but I couldn't tell. I'm just going to cut in real quick. This would have been written before COVID-19 came along and disrupted the filming schedules, and what we've seen in that first teaser trailer is just some of what they have so far. And yes, in there is an explosion, so that might give some validity to this. Okay, continuing on. It's Batman's prototype suit, and once it gets destroyed, he makes a new one. I haven't seen it in action, but I saw a few pictures taken by someone who was putting it together. It's extremely similar to the Spider-Man shield suit from the Far From Home movie last year. The material is very similar, being a sort of tactical padded fabric material. There's way less straps and extra details on the Batsuit compared to the Spider-Man suit, but the material and the look is very similar. It's grey, with full black gloves extending to his forearms and black boots. The symbol is no longer metal and lacking ears, it's a more classic version of that symbol on the first suit in the film. The cowl is made of a higher quality material than the leather first cowl, the ears are medium to long length, and the mouth opening is much smaller. He no longer has the collar. I think he might have the white eyes too. The utility belt is a bronze gold faded color, and it's more pouch than futuristic metal type belt of the Nolan films. There you have it, this Batman will have multiple suits throughout the films. Now, it is pretty safe to assume that yes, Batman will get costume changes as the films go by. I didn't know whether or not to expect one this soon as the first movie. Another thing that might give this some sense of validity is the fact that we have seen a version of the Bat logo at the end of the first trailer where it does have the ears. And Matt Reeves did hint that the different characters throughout the films will gradually evolve into their more classic looks, but I don't know how classic to expect them to look, because this is still a very stylized looking movie, and any costumes will still have to fit within that aesthetic, which is why I'm not expecting the Riddler to be running around wearing a green suit with question marks all over it. At the same time, though, the Batsuit we have already is pretty classic Batman looking. It definitely gives me some Batman Noel vibes with the shape of the armor on the abs. And something I really like about that costume is that it does look very creatively put together and resourced. There's kind of a story behind that costume just looking at it, which is why I'm in a bit of a mixed mind about changing it up too far from that, but at the same time, it all depends how the next suit looks. From the description here, the second suit will be a very, very, very classic looking Batsuit. But things like the leather cowl, the wide mouth opening, I think those look really great. I think the wide mouth opening on the current cowl that we've seen in the teaser trailer really complements Robert Pattinson's face shape, and I think it looks really good. So I don't know how I would feel about them changing that. Same goes for the collar as well. I think the collar is a really inspired choice. But I guess we'll wait and see. But the Batsuit as described here does sound a lot more like a traditional batsuit, and I do think going down the route of a combat sort of spandexy armor, that's a good way of going about it. I can very much imagine a batsuit going along those lines. As they say, they're not sure if it's going to have the white eyes. I'm gonna be real, I've long accepted that I don't think white eyes are ever going to work on Batman, because we have seen the white eyes. During the third act of The Dark Knight, we get the white eyes, and they look a bit strange. I mean, I don't know. I mean, part of what I like about the Batman's suit from the trailer is that it does look very realistic, very practical, but it doesn't look completely refined either. But I think it's a really cool looking costume. But the fact is, yeah, it does look a bit unrefined, so maybe we can expect there will be changes coming to it. So here is the mock-up that I made, just to give you some idea of how this batsuit would look. I have followed most of the clues that were on the list, and yes, this is made of a photoshopped, cannibalized Spider-Man Far From Home Hot Toys action figure of the stealth suit. And okay, like, while my Photoshop skills are mediocre at best, I do think this would make a great look for a batsuit. From the sounds of this, it does sound like the evolution going from Arkham Origins through to Arkham Asylum, where the first one is very tough, rigid, armored material, whereas it moves on to more fabrics. I guess we will have to wait and see how it looks. Maybe it won't be revealed until the film is out, maybe it's going to be a surprise for the third act. But I will say, while I am skeptical about this post, there is a lot that does give it a sense of credence. But what do you guys think? Comment below and discuss, and as always, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more like it, hit subscribe, hit the like button, and in the description below are different ways of coming to interact with me, as well as the Patreon and my join button, where you can help to support this channel further, and every little does help, but, of course, you don't have to do that. So, thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a great day.